Oh, I need to put on my monitor instead of my speakers. Okay, let's go ahead and test out some audio real quick. You guys let me know how it sounds and if I need to adjust anything. Okay. All right. So wait for some people to join and then we'll see. You guys let me know how the audio sounds. Sounds good? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do something a little different today. So I'm actually going to live stream my trading room so you can kind of just hear the conversations that we have and like the pace of it. So, you know, if you're interested in joining the community, you can, you know, kind of see what you're getting into. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and I'll jump right over there. Turn off my phone real quick. And periodically you're gonna hear something go beep. It's gonna be beeping. That's just me using the Discord push to talk button. So if you hear some beeping, that's on my end. All right, I got the stream live over here, guys. So current pairs that we're looking at right now are Sentiment, EOS, and IOTA, and I'll pull those up on my screen here.
So do we just watch your stream muted?
Yeah, you can just watch my stream muted. Otherwise, you're gonna hear some playback on your end of like a delayed audio from you. Dude, when you look at IOTA from the 12-hour perspective, it is just like a straight line upward. It's crazy.
It's a straight up parabola. I just posted that chart recently in altcoins.
Oh yeah. Man, I wish there was a way to like cleanly make a 3-window view in trading view, but it all kind of looks like shit when you do it like that. But anyway, so I'll catch you guys up to speed. What the current trends we're looking at are. So on EOS, this is the biggest one. It just broke out of a trading range. So I'm gonna full screen my chart here. And if you look at the 2-hour B bands, they actually squeezed, and we're expanding out of a 2-hour candle trend. So this could be a sizable move upward for Sentiment, and it's kind of consolidating outside the B bands, which is pretty bullish. Because if we look at something like the 15-minute, it will it'll put things into perspective a little bit more. So here's the 2-hour, and here's the 15-minute. It's just now crawling back inside. And if we look at the BBW, which is the bottom guy, it's consolidating. We see that the Bollinger Bands are rounding out, and it's just kind of going sideways straight in there before it continues its likely move upward. And then the same story is on EOS. So I'll pull EOS here up. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so 30-minute trend. It's squeezed really nicely. Let's take a look at the 60-minute. So 60-minute had a nice squeeze. It broke north, and we see the Bollinger Bands are expanding nicely, so it's given us confidence in a continued move upward. And if we look at the 15-minute trend or 30-minute trend, you see it's kind of bull flagging here as the price consolidates within these lower time frames. So it's consolidating near the previous high, which is like, what is it, 4.16, and now it's you know, it's just consolidating, and it's likely to break upward and continue. And then same story with IOTA. Let's pull up the B bands and all that stuff. So IOTA, if you look at the, I think 2 hour is the best one. Maybe even the 60-minute. One of these is squeezing really nicely, I forget. Oh, okay, so on the 4 hour, we're just riding these B bands upward on this move from this 4 hour squeeze, and it's showing very strong volume on this way up. B bands are starting to round out a little bit on the higher time frames, but if we look at the if we look at the 6 hour view, it's still expanding. So we might have some sideways consolidation coming up, but it looks like we might have some more highs getting squeezed out of IOTA here too. And right now we're kind of just waiting, you know, getting adding to our positions on our longs for a sentiment and EOS, because you see very clearly that on the 15-minute scale, they're making some pretty outright bull flags as they consolidate back into the B bands. Now we just play the waiting game.
What do you think about the 1 hour IOTA rising wedge?
So rising wedges typically are bearish at the bottom of trends, which you can argue that's kind of what it's doing right now, but are you assuming that like the whole thing is a rising wedge? Like what in particular are you calling the rising wedge? If you can post a chart, I'll go ahead and put that up.
Yeah.
The volume has been increasing though.
Yeah, it's not showing weakness. It's showing continuation, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
Volume's going straight up for sure. And something that's pretty bullish too is that you see on the 30-minute that on the dip the volume was decreasing on the way down. And then of course there's a selling climax, but the volume was decreasing, and then on the way out of that dip, you know, if you're looking at like where it dipped to the $2 or whatever, 211, that dip we had last night, the volume going into that was going down, and then of course there's a selling climax, but the volume coming out of it was increasing. So that's pretty bullish right now. And sentiment's pushing back up now. EOS is just waiting for its cue to break back up.
That rising wedge, but yeah, I'm assuming the volume doesn't quite fit it.
Okay, so this is his rising wedge he was looking at. Yeah. So I don't know if I like that for a couple of reasons, because when you think, I mean, you could argue that's a bullish, like a tilted flag kind of thing, like a bullish continuation, but the volume's not consolidating, it's growing.
Yeah, makes sense.
What is ADX and DI? What is that?
It's one of the new. It's one of the new indicators I'm trying to look at and understand. The green line being the buying momentum, and the red line being the selling momentum, and then just the black is like the trend of both of them.
So what gives you a buy signal? What gives you a sell signal on it?
Usually, if the buy will cross over, for instance, the buy crosses over the sell, then you know the the bulls are in control. And when the sell line crosses over the green line, then the bears have started taking control. Also, if that black line is above both lines, then it could start showing the trend weakening and changing.
I see. Yeah, dude. It would have, if you would have taken that buy signal last night in that dip, that would have given you a really solid entry. Wow. Did you use that to go long?
No, I didn't know. Just recently started looking at it, trying to fit it.
Yeah, I'll have to play around with that one. That one looks good. Buy volume's picking back up on sentiment on the 5-minute. IOTA's bull flagging still. Yeah, sentiment looks like it's going to retest a high. Let's see if it continues upward. Looking to add to my position here. This looks like a bullish continuation. As soon as it makes a new high, I bet it's going to keep moving. Although the 5-minute B bands for SAN, they're kind of rounding out. That's not to say they can't just re-expand again. What did the 15 look like? 15 are rounding. I'm sorry, expanding. So we might just keep moving upward along these 15-minute B bands. Someone's asking about Walton. Is that a coin? Walton? I've never even heard of that. Oh, guys, also for those of you who are watching the stream, the reason why we're eyeballing these 3 coins in particular is because they just went through accumulation phases, and I'll show you what that looks like here. So for sentiment specifically, I've been watching that for a good bit. If we look at the 30-minute here, we see it went through an accumulation trading range where it ultimately broke out, and then it reaccumulated, and then we just started jumping on this trade as it broke out north of the trading range right here. So sentiment's been going through a massive reaccumulation cycle just after it went through an accumulation phase. So if we look here, let me zoom in. So if we look here at sentiment on the 4-hour, it went through an accumulation phase at the bottom of its low, and it's just been going nuts. You can see, you know, it was accumulating at 20 cents, and current price right now is 317, and it just keeps reaccumulating and reaccumulating. So this might have some legs on it long term. And same story with what is it? With EOS, same exact story. So if we zoom out to the 240 on EOS, I've actually got this one labeled, but it went through same exact thing. It went through an accumulation phase, and it broke out, and it's been breaking out, accumulating, breaking out, reaccumulating, breaking out, reaccumulating, and it's just on the verge of breaking out of its what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4th reaccumulation phase. So as soon as this thing starts making new highs, I believe it's gonna go for another rip of like, I don't know what, $1 maybe. That's what all these runs have been doing. They've been doing like 100% markups. So we'll see. But long term, this is gonna be a good play. Any advice or experience using Renko charts for Bitcoin? I've actually never used a Renko chart, so no, I'm sorry. I'm not very useful in that department. You have a very manly voice. Well, thanks, man. I try. That's all the kombucha I drink. This is a good question. Do you always wait for pullback for re-entry or just market buy if it keeps moving? I don't typically like to market buy just because I'm very wary of buying the top. So typical strategy, and this is one that I've been preaching to the guys who are learning the Bollinger Band strategy, is set your buys along the edge of, like, say for example right here. I'll give you an example of how I placed my buys here. For sentiment, this is how I scaled my orders here. So I was tracking this on the 120-minute candles because that's what dictated the breakout here. You see the squeeze. Yesterday we saw a false breakout from the 60-minute. We saw a squeeze here. It broke out, but it kind of just fizzled out, and then it squeezed again and it broke out. So I was watching these 120-minute candles, right? So I've been long since, somewhere around here. But I didn't re-enter, I didn't add to my position until I waited for this candle to close on the 2 hour. I waited for this candle to close because this showed me strength, in the test of the upper boundary of the trading range. And since this is a 2 hour trend, I was waiting to see if the B bands were going to expand or contract. And since we got an expansion of the B bands, that showed me that likely it's going to be a move up. So I waited to see what the next move upward. Unfortunately, it was a strong move, so I missed out on a lot. And I just waited for the pullback. So 2 hour confirmed my trend. I went to the 15-minute, and I waited for the candles to start forming outside of the trading range and form support there. And basically what I did was I waited for the 15-minute to break north of the trading range right here. So once it broke 2.8, it broke it very strongly. You see it here with this giant green candle here. And then it kind of hung out outside. And what I did was I started scaling my orders from the top of the previous close. So if you go back to the 2 hour, you see the previous close is going to be at 2.72. And I started scaling them up to the close of the 15-minute candle that broke. So I scaled them from about here to here. Obviously, some of them didn't hit, so I had to readjust them. And as I saw what the 15-minute candle trends do, you can kind of assume that that if you get like 3 or 4, or, 2 to 3 15-minute candles that aren't just like trying to rage back into the trading range, it's probably safe to say that you can start placing your candles along the previous lows of the candles. So I shifted my scaled orders, somewhere in here. I shifted them up into the previous wicks because just a little pro tip here. Every time, especially with alts, because there's such low market cap and low volume coins, every time you see just like these crazy orders that clear the books, like for example this red candle, it clears the book in a single order, you're more likely to get a buy within the span of the wick than you are to get it like 1 pixel outside, because the order book has been thinned and there are a lot less buys. So you can start to nest, as the trend moves up, you can start to nest your buys within the wicks of the previous candles, so that you have a higher likelihood of adding and you have a lower likelihood of buying the top. But that's just my typical strategy, especially if it's outside the B bands. You see here that like if you would have scaled on the 15-minute your B band buys along the upper band, you would have gotten some nice re-entries here as it consolidates sideways, waiting for its next move up. I probably just said a lot, so let me know if that like blew your mind or something. EOS is getting a nice bounce now. It looks like it's trying to break out of that consolidation. Not a whole lot of volume on it yet. IOTA is content bull flagging. What's the deal with NXT? Why are you guys wanting to trade that? Is that a new coin or something? I don't know anything about it. Oh yeah, look at that. Giant bull flag for NXT. Okay, so NXT went through an accumulation phase. You can see it here. Yeah, it's going through a markup phase right now. Is this only on Bittrex? I don't think Bitfinex has this, does it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, check this out. I'll post this in the trading lobby. This is crazy. This market phase it's been going through has been on a tear. It's up like
I remember Jack calling it out
800%.
months ago. Or like weeks ago.
Yeah, it broke. It's up 800% in the past month. So someone asks, inside bar breakouts have been working really well for me, except when trend changes. How do I know when it's good to use again? I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. How do I know when it's good to use again? I mean, obviously you don't want to just because the candle wicks doesn't mean you want to just start placing buys in there. You know, you still have to assess the trend. If it looks like it's going to consolidate or pull back, you know, it's not just as simple as just throwing in some buys in there. You know, and if you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and show my my community here. So if you guys are interested in partaking in these discussions outside of the streams, you know, you're more than welcome to join. You know, we're not the kind of group that's like gonna be a pump and dump like a Wolf of Poloniex. You don't have to pay 500 Bitcoin per month to join some shitty pump and dump group. You know, you actually learn how to trade and time these trades yourself. So it's at bitcoinschmidtcoin.com. So do you only trade based on the B band, or are you still looking up for patterns? No. It's all in conjunction. If I understand your question correctly, I still look for consolidation patterns for sure, but I look for them to be supported with Bollinger Bands and with volume. I actually have IOTA pulled up right here on the bottom left corner. We talked about it earlier. In your group, do you have any learning program or just alerts, chat, etc.? So the group is actually access to a Discord community of like, I think it's 160 people right now. It's been growing pretty quickly since we revamped the website or added a website. But here, I'll show you what it looks like while we're waiting for these coins to move. So there's actually a lot of info here. So if you look here, I'll expand all the tabs. So yeah, there's a lot of educational material. So like, for example, we have like a market wiki where I talk about different things like supply and demand, like fundamentals, market cycles, blah, 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 different strategies, like how to trade Bollinger Bands, the TD, the Tom DeMark counting system, Wyckoff, Ichimoku, a lot of the more common strategies that people in the community like to learn. And then, you know, this is probably honestly, this is probably one of the most powerful tools that we have. Is we have a news feed where people aggregate all the news articles that they find for crypto, and we just throw them in the stream so that people get a constant update in real time with, you know, people paying attention to the market. So sometimes it's hard to keep track of everything, myself included. You know, everyone's got their own life, but we've got 160 eyes on news articles, and so as things come to light, we throw them in here, and then we can discuss them here. But one of the greatest tools that I just added is, I call it the Wyckoff watch list. It's where I keep track of all the coins that are going through accumulation and distribution and reaccumulation cycles, so that we can time the market and play more macro plays instead of having stressful intraday strategies. Like for example, we've been tracking the ETH accumulation phase for a while. You see here the EOS. If you notice here, I've been tracking this since it was 2.95, and what's the price right now? 4.26. So we've had eyes on EOS for a while. Same thing with OMG. XRP, I believe, is going through a reaccumulation phase. Yeah, and so like things get added as they become relevant. And of course, you know, if you're a trader, here's all the up-to-date analysis discussions by all the traders. This is where most people hang out. They hang out in the cryptocurrency discussion sections, where you know, Bitcoin, BCH, Ether. And if you like Forex, there's a Forex section for you too. And then here's the live trading room. It's all the little bros that are sitting in here listening. Yeah. Anyway, that's the rundown. That's what you get. It's not like it's not like an educational program. It's just like it's real-time response from other traders, and you get to witness and participate in everyone's discussions. And I feel like, honestly, that's the fastest way to learn, is just to see what other people are saying and what they're talking about and how they're thinking.
EOS new high.
Yeah, it's just making a move, yeah.
Ooh, all right, so I'll shut up about that. Sweet. All right, EOS breaking up. Yeah, I got a little bit of a pullback though. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, so 5-minute B-band squeeze. This looks like this is the continuation we're looking for here on EOS. There we go, strong follow through on EOS. So now, here's a little bit of a strategy now. So now that we've got a breakout here, you want to move your previous buys, since they didn't trigger the first time, move them up, and just do the same exact wicking strategy I was talking about. As the candle clears, wait for it to close, and then place your buys accordingly, because you don't want to get faked out. Strong follow through on EOS. Sentiment's still consolidating. Would be a good place to add to a position here. Damn, look at that follow through. Damn. So Sentiment looks like it's ready to break out too. 5-minute B bands are squeezing again. Maybe in a couple candles we'll see it break. Buys are already picking up on the 5-minute candles though. Yeah, EOS looks like it's ready for its like next solid leg up. The macro B bands are looking very solid right now.
Is that what, $1 extra move on EOS?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that's what the last 4-hour B band squeeze yielded. It was like $1 move, and now we're just breaking out of the squeeze for the current 4-hour B bands.
That fits with the parabola as well.
What, a $1 move upward?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm trading that on Kraken with Ether. I have no idea how to do the price targets properly now with the ratio.
Oh yeah, that's a mind fuck.
Fuck it, I'm just sending some money to Bitfinex to have for some out trading.
Yeah, that's why I always chart on the USD pairs, because I don't like charting the ratios on things like Ether. God, EOS follow-through volume is very strong. So this is another instance when you would want to place your buys along the wick of the previous candle or at the close of the previous candle. Because you see here, it lines up on the 5-minute B bands. It lines up very nicely with the previous close. And the B band's going to offer support. And it's not likely to break through and continue downward. Even if it does trigger, it would likely go sideways, if anything, because it's a very strong breakout of this macro trend. So if you're looking for risk to reward, it's a very low risk, high reward for that sort of entry. You know, but raising your limit orders is not always the most sexy and exciting thing to do, but it's the way you manage your risk that's really going to bring your overall trade strategy and profit to loss. It's going to kick it up to a new level because you're not buying the tops as consistently. So someone's asking, don't you want to beat Bitcoin, not just beat USD? So don't you want to look at Bitcoin pairs? No, I do look at Bitcoin pairs, but like, for example, looking at the Bitcoin to sentiment ratio, that wouldn't have clued me into like this breakout here, right? Like that wouldn't have been a very useful, like I'll show you right now. Actually, I take that back. Sentiment's actually performing really well versus Bitcoin. Oh, actually everything's performing well against Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's just sitting flat. But yeah, I mean, obviously the goal is to beat the market index, of course. All I was saying was that when I'm trading, like especially when Bitcoin's flat, like why would I want to chart a USD pair against a pseudo flat market pair? You know, I would rather chart it versus its absolute market than extrapolate the Bitcoin market from there. Sentiment looks ripe as fuck. Look at that squeeze on the 5 minute. That's ready. All right, so here's a little bit of pullback on EOS here. We see, you know, look for support along the body of the previous candle, you know, and along the B bands here. All right, so nice. Now it's, see, look at that. It fell right through the B bands. It's touching the previous high slash close of the previous candle. And now it's back inside the B bands. So now we'll see if it wants to push back inward, but I think it's kind of unlikely that we'll see a significant move downward.
You're talking about EOS?
Yeah, EOS. Oh, Optic, just an FYI, this is streaming right now.
Thank you.
And for some reason I have your volume really high. I'll turn you down. I was just explaining the strategy of placing, like, scaling your orders through the previous wicks of the candle before it, and finding support on the B bands.
I love that. Placing my order at the close of the previous candle works so often.
Oh yeah, super solid. Basically guarantees you're not gonna buy the top. So someone from the Discord's asking to look at Neo. Honestly, I haven't looked at Neo in a while. It's been fairly boring lately. Ever since it got just shit on during that dump.
When you use the candle witcher, are you looking at 5-minute candles?
It just depends on what scale you're looking at. Like right now, I'm using 5 to 15-minute candles. Like it's totally valid to do it on 1-hour candles as well if you're trading a more macro strategy, or 1-day candle. You know, it's like it scales. It just depends on how you're playing the market.
Nice, it's all relative.
Oh my god, Neo looks like a dumpster fire. It is the choppiest thing I've ever seen. I don't see. I wouldn't personally be touching Neo right now. This looks like just utter trash. What was the other one? OMG. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, OMG had the same story, didn't it? It got shit on during that drop as well. Yeah, I don't see anything. OMG looks kind of like shit. I honestly wouldn't trade OMG. I'm personally not going to trade OMG until it breaks out of this accumulation phase it's going through. I think I outlined that somewhere. Yeah. Not really sure why this is not labeled though. What the fuck? Okay, here we go. This is my accumulation phase I have for OMG right here. I know it seems counterintuitive to say I'm not going to start buying OMG until the price goes up, but that's how you trade accumulation range, accumulation trading ranges. Is you don't typically want to buy within the trading range. You want to wait for creek jumps. You want to wait for a breakout of the trading range to confirm that it's going upward, because even if I think it's going upward and I buy right now, I could potentially be buying the top and it could just ultimately crash to all shit, right? So I want to wait for it to go up a couple bucks, maybe even wait until it breaks 12 before I start buying it. You know, that's just a proper way to trade the trading range. And right now it's just getting choppy. And the whole point of the trading range is it's supposed to be choppy. It's supposed to get people to relinquish their market share. It's the whole idea of trading ranges. All right, so EOS getting a little bit of pullback here. Just going back inside the B bands. Yeah, sometimes when you get strong sudden move upwards after consolidation periods, it kind of pulls back a little bit because it wants to get back inside the comfort level of the higher time frame B band. So if we look here, for example, on the 5-minute we're inside, but as we start to go out to like the 15, the 30, the 60, we slowly start to edge out of the B bands, and the market's trying to find its comfort zone right now. But ultimately, I have faith in this move up.
And that's it. I sent money on Bitfinex finally after months of hesitation.
Sentiment looks like it's ready to go. Although it's consolidating a little bit longer than I would kind of hope for. Because right now on the 5 minute, it's below the midline. So we might see a little bit of head fake and then move up. Alright, 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get some coffee. For my Bollinger settings, I use standard. I'm sorry, default settings. Alright, I'm back. What does it say? EOS strongly rejected 50 retracement fib? I'm not sure. That's a very vague statement. It depends on where you drew your fib. Would I say that SC has completed a JOC? What coin are you looking at? Someone asks how IOTA's looking. I'll go ahead and do a little recap for you. So IOTA might be nearing a top here. Just a local top, because if you look at the 15-minute B bands, they're starting to round out. But you know, the higher time frames are still kind of expanding, like the 30 minutes rounding out. I'm sorry, is still expanding. You know, it's kind of up in the air. But right now on the lower time frames, like 5 minute, it's consolidating. So we'll have to play it by ear right now. It might make a move down, but it might, you know, it might move up. We'll have to watch it closer. But currently, it's sitting on the previous high right here. So that's a good move, or that's a good sign. We'll have to wait to see if it convincingly breaks downward, but Volume is overall consolidating. It looks like a bull flag. I would say it's ready for a move up. Bull flag on the 5 minute. Someone's asking about Saya coin. Oh, yeah, Saya coin looks very solid right now. It broke out of its accumulation phase, had a very clear shakeout down here. It jumped its creek, and now this is called a sign of strength right now. And yeah, it's looking pretty solid right now. Sign of strength. This is a macro play. This isn't going to be a 5 minute candle thing. This is like something you would want to play macro because it went through a very large accumulation phase, and it's showing sign of strength as it tests the upper boundary of the trading range. So whenever you suspect a trading range, you should always just start drawing lines, because sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. So this is what I always do. Every time I see a selling climax, I go like this. I'm like, okay, selling climax. Boom, draw a line. Okay, I've got a very clear upper line. So now I have my trading range up in here. You can argue here that, you know, the trading range is split in two. A lot of macro accumulation phases on higher timescales, they like to do this. But right now, it's showing a very bullish breakout. This is actually probably a better way to draw it from here to here. Oops, sorry, from here to here. And now we see the breakout of the trading range as it shows a sign of strength here with a jump across the creek. Yeah, this looks way more solid like this. Yeah, Saya coin looks, I don't even know what Saya coin is, but it's showing a nice breakout of this accumulation phase. A lot of the alts are showing this right now, by the way, that they're starting to rally on after these like prolonged accumulation phases. Like this thing accumulated for 2 months and now it's breaking out. So this might be a solid long-term buy here, and it's pulling back. So, you know,
it's not on Bitfinex though, right? Saya coin.
No, it's on. I had to go to Bittrex. But that's a very clear accumulation phase, and it broke out of it.
In fact, it's cheap enough right now, too.
Yeah, it just had a pullback, a significant pullback.
Also, that accumulation phase was posted on November 29th in possible candidates.
I haven't been keeping up with those as much as I should. Possible candidates.
Yeah. I haven't bought anything either.
Yeah, Seneca posted it. You said November 29th?
Yeah, just up top.
Oh, Doge is having the same thing too. Yeah, that was a very clear oversight on my part. Damn. There are just so many coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. That would have been a really great buy. Someone posted it when it was 0.006 and the price is 0.009. About to be 0.001. Damn, that would have been a great buy. Okay, so I'll have to keep an eye on that one too. I'm gonna add that to the list right now. Oh, Siacoin is a decentralized storing space. Interesting. Okay.
People use their hard drives to mine it actually too. Essentially Dropbox on the blockchain.
Interesting. Okay.
I did really well with Siacoin about 4 or 5 months ago.
Well, you should have kept it. Or bought lower.
Buying lower for sure. It took a beating.
Yeah, I mean, it's still got a lot of potential upside to it. Like, it just broke out of the trading range.
For sure, but took that money and did something else with it.
Yeah, it just broke out of it 2 days ago. So IOTA still consolidating. What do we got here on EOS? EOS, a little bit of a pullback. Nothing terribly crazy. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, dude. Siacoin was up to 2.1 cents and it dropped at its lowest to 0.003 cents. That is a huge drop. Jesus Christ. I wish I had started studying this Wyckoff stuff earlier and the accumulation cycles, because god damn, there's just so many coins that are breaking out right now. I would have been primed to buy them up. The only problem is, like, if you're looking at Siacoin right now, like, you wouldn't have known that that's a spring until after the spring. Because if you go back, like, if you look at the chart I'm showing on the stream, like, this spring looks just like it was going to drop off the face of the earth like it did previously. So you don't ever know that it's a spring until after it springs. Such a tough thing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I stayed out of it. Just wasn't too certain about it one way or another.
Yeah, that's why the recommended place to enter is the sinus strength instead of the spring.
Yeah,
You have to be really certain that
yeah,
it's gonna turn around to enter on the spring.
yeah. I mean, the spring is the highest risk to reward, but so many coins in the future are just going to go to absolute zero that, like, you just don't want to roll the dice and be like, am I buying that coin right now?
I'll try to draw something up on Sia and post it to y'all tab.
While we're waiting for the shit to pan out, I'm gonna label this thing. Yeah, this looks solid as fuck right here, man. Very solid for Sia coin. All right, I'm about to post this in the Wyckoff watch list. All right, boom. Got it labeled. Okay. Someone's saying Bitcoin broke 10K euro. I don't even know what that is. Like, I don't know. That doesn't register anything with me in my brain.
It hasn't on Kraken.
Sand's starting to look like a descending triangle on the 5-minute. Oh yeah, a little bit of a pullback. Let's see if it breaks down out of the squeeze. That'd be interesting. Looks like it's just pulling back into the Bollinger Bands on the higher time frames. For sentiment, 60 minutes is now back inside the B bands. Let's see where it goes here. US still chopping it out at the 5-minute level. IOTA is just slowly edging down under support. I might close my long on IOTA here. Not a big fan of that trend. But the volume's still consolidating. You can still argue a bull flag here. Especially if you're looking at the 5-minute for IOTA. Damn, you guys trade some random coins. What the hell's THC?
It's like one of the 5 pot coins, which don't do shit.
This guy's asking his beat if THC found support here. I need to move some funds back over to Bittrex and buy this Sia coin. This looks pretty solid.
Yeah, I need to do the same. There's other ones in the possible candidates. Just throw some money at it and leave it, I feel like.
Yeah. Guys asking what period I use for my Bollinger Band indicators. I use the default settings for Bollinger Bands. I used to try to play around with them, but I don't do that anymore. The default settings are just as fine. You know, especially if you're well versed with, like, not that I'm well versed or anything. I'm not trying to say that, but you know, I find them to give me great signals with the default settings, so I don't see any need. Sand getting a little bit of a pullback still. B-bands on the 15-minute are rounding for sand. You might see a tag at this basis around 2.9. That would be aggressive, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. IOTA getting some buys. Finally broke the consolidation of the volume anyway. Well, I take that back. It's still not. It's still below the moving average. It does look like a head fake on the 5-minute B bands though. What's a good entry for Saya coin? I can't tell you that. Iota's getting a little bit of some buy action here, finally touching the moving average at least. One thing, so for the guy that's asking what a good entry point is, one thing I don't ever do is I don't ever say you should buy here. Especially in the Discord, I'm very careful to not give people financial advice. All I'll say is that now that we broke out of the trading range for the accumulation phase, it's most likely going to be a prolonged move upward, especially considering Saya Coin did this on a 12-hour candle, so it accumulated for 3 months. So someone's asking about DGB. Digibyte. What the hell is that? Whoa, the hell? So I would not consider this. Dude, this is crazy. Have any of you guys ever looked at a Digibyte chart? What in the fuck, dude? it has had some crazy swings. It topped out at oh wait, yeah, it topped out at 2,700 satoshis, and it's at 137 right now. This very
So
well.
like 4% of the top.
Yeah, dude. This very well could be accumulation down here, because it's found support. It's showing a sign. Dude, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. Like the draw, dude. If you bought the top, you'd probably be like offing yourself right now because of how crazy this drop has been. This very well could be accumulation down here, yeah.
I used to dabble in it. I would stay as far away as possible.
Why?
Severe dumping.
I mean, I'm looking at it now, and it looks like it found support though, like an accumulation phase. Like I see the dumps you're talking about. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I found I couldn't even trust support. It was just too unreliable. Not trusting. By the way, Saya coin doesn't seem to be in USD on Bitrix. It's only BTC there.
Really? What the? I was just looking at that. I thought.
Yeah, I'm not pulling it up here.
Oh no, it's SC. It's Saya coin, and it says USD on Bittrex. In TradingView anyway.
Let me try to find this here.
Oh, someone in the Discord bought the top of that Digibyte run. That's brutal.
Yeah, man, I'm not seeing Saya on USD on Bitrix here. I don't see it on BTC.
That's weird. I wonder why TradingView has this.
Yo, Schmidt, you were getting that order earlier today that there's not enough tradable balance to put that order in the book, right?
Yeah, dude, I was getting that last night.
Oh, yeah. How'd you get around that? Did it fix itself?
I closed all my positions and reopened them.
Oh, that's wild. I'm getting that now.
Yeah, and it's like, it was so blatantly wrong.
That's what I'm seeing too. I can't figure out why it would tell me that.
Well, the only thing I could think of was that I had 6 different positions open, and I think it might have like fucked with the required maintenance percentage. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be.
What?
Yeah, that could be.
Dude, IOTA looks like a pretty outright bull flag here on the F5. Does anyone know if you can trade Siacoin USD on Poloniex?
No. No, you cannot.
They're margin only for BTC pairs, I think.
Well, I was just gonna buy it outright for USDT.
It's not USDT. It's only BTC.
Is that right? Oh man, I haven't been on Poloniex. That was the first exchange I ever used, and I just haven't used it in so long.
Is there a reason that you prefer Bitfinex over Bittrex?
Oh yeah, like for every reason that Bitfinex exists. The trading platform is way cleaner, it's more reliable, the liquidity is way higher. There's margin on almost every single random alt pair that they have. What else? You could, like, the ability to manage your trades is way easier. Like if I have an open limit order, I can slide it up on the chart and it just makes it automatic. You know, it's just very clean, very smooth interface.
Fees are pretty sick.
BitMEX actually has pretty much the same interface too, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Bittrex. I think I have a couple Bittrex accounts, but I don't know. I like the ability to have the high liquidity, because I've run into some slippage issues on some of these random coins I tried to trade.
I tried to sign up for a Bitfinex account and it wouldn't let me. It said that I guess the fees are less or something.
Are you US?
No, man. All right, IOTA's getting some buys again. Looks like I might be trying to break out of this flag. It's a 40-cent move if it does that. That's fucking crazy, dude. IOTA's been on such a tear. EOS is getting a bounce. Santiment's getting a bounce. They're all bouncing across the board. I wonder if this is all the same composite operator doing all this shit, because they broke out at the same time today too.
Yeah, I've been wondering that. So, all the time. They're all doing the same thing every single time.
Alright, so someone's asking, just checked on CMC, they only have ETH. What? No, that's not for me. Yes. Oh, apparently you can't get USD pairs. So what the hell is this chart then? This is charting USD pairs. I mean, honestly, like the Bitfinex pair, the Bitcoin pair would obviously be better to play anyway, but yeah, I might have to send some of my my Bitcoin magazine Bitcoin over to Bittrex and buy some of these altcoins that are in the accumulation phase. Okay, so someone's saying this about Siacoin. There is a non-contentious hard fork scheduled for tomorrow to adjust difficulty algorithm. Proactive measure to stabilize the network for when obelisk ASICs are released. Could play well into the market phase. Okay, interesting. So I might want to do that tonight then. I'm assuming it's adjusting it for profitability, not to increase the difficulty. Santiment looks like a bull flag again. especially on the 15. Good thing I didn't close that IOTA long. Damn, it just bounced up like 2%. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this this Saya coin, it makes the difficulty adjust after each block to avoid hash rate spikes destabilizing the network. Oh, okay, that sounds pretty solid. All right, everyone's asking about ARC. Why is everyone so interested in this coin? Oh, because it's about to make a new high. Okay, so ARC looks like it's about to break out of a reaccumulation phase as well. Dude, is every coin reaccumulating right now? What the fuck is going on right now? What is ARC and what does it do? Yeah, it's finding support on the previous high, showing sign of strength right now. ARC looks good too. EOS getting a bounce still. IOTA resisting the breakout of the flag so far. Someone's saying ARC Bitcoin looks ripe. I don't know, that looks kind of sketchy to me. I don't know what looks ripe about it. What other coins you guys want to look at? EMC2. EMC2. EMC2 is weird. I don't have any thoughts on that guy. What are all these coins, dude? Do people just make coins and just throw them out there? Like, what the fuck is Counterparty? What is this? XLM seeing some volume on the USD pair.
XLM BTC looks really interesting too. You might take a look at that one.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's about to make a new all-time high, or it just did. Or not an all-time high, but its last relevant high. Interesting. What is there something going on with it? Like, what's the deal?
Don't quote me on this. I think it was being added to an exchange or something, but it seems to be on a similar plan as Ripple regarding technology and business future. So I would expect something sort of similar from it.
Are they? Well, the accumulation profile doesn't look the same. Is Lumen just like a direct ripoff of Ripple?
As far as I can tell.
Isn't it like the same developer too?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the lead developers of Ripple got like kicked out of the business or the dev group or whatever.
Hilarious.
And he just went and made an exact clone of it called Lumen, Stellar Lumens. Yeah, Ripple's had some funny things happen to them. XLM, wait, what does it say? XLM to XRP type stuff? IBM uses it for live settlement in Southeast Asia. Old head of Ripple went.
Yeah, the news.
Interesting, okay. So IBM uses, what is the benefit of using Stellar over Ripple?
Or Tether. I don't know.
Oh, that's why it's okay. So someone just posted that that Stellar just announced a partnership with IBM, and that's why it's taking off. Oh, that was a month ago. Okay, I guess I'm out of the loop. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it stopped giving me my notification, or like my little like ding whenever I push my push to talk. Dude, XLM is blasting off right now. Jesus Christ.
I almost longed that at 300 Satoshis, but I didn't trust Kraken's liquidity or uptime in order to put in this position size that I wanted. Feels bad, man.
What, can you margin that?
I don't remember if it was marginable. Maybe it's 2x or something.
What made you want to go long at 300 Satoshis?
I had identified it as a bottom. I was looking at it down up there a couple times. Thought that was a reasonable buy price with very little downside, and I was just gonna buy some and hold it. But I don't know. I just did not trust Kraken.
Damn, that would have been solid.
Yeah. It's alright though, I got Monero.
Yeah, wow. EOS is getting some sells. Testing the previous high, testing the 5 minute. Yeah, it's just testing the previous high right now. IOTA just hanging out. It's so funny. These like major market cap coins are just like doing nothing right now. And these like shit coins are just going on like 100% runs after 100% runs.
Did you see that theory we were talking about in the Discord where the OG Bitcoin whales are evacuating the pond now that big futures whales are coming in and they're finding refuge in the lower market caps?
Yeah, that's what I heard, because and that's part of the reason why the price is potentially being held up right now for Bitcoin, so that people can short it.
Oh.
That's the latest theory, is that it's being propped up right now, and that's why it looks like a distribution phase, is because people are looking to exit it, and the big guys who are going to short it with the futures are actually the ones propping it up right now.
That makes sense. That jives in with all the big market sales, like a couple thousand Bitcoin sales each, and then no follow through. And on the weakest buyback volume, it just goes to a new all-time high afterwards.
Yeah. US still pulling back. Maybe it's going to retest the trading range. It's on track too. Oh, Sentiment's getting some buys now. Solid. So is IOTA. Okay. So maybe EOS will see a pump too. Yeah, sentiment's looking to push new highs. So let's see here. The 15-minute for sentiment B bands don't look very good for a breakout. 30 minutes are starting to round. 5 minutes squeezed. Couple mixed signals here. IOTA bouncing back up there, upward though. Yeah, looks like it broke out of that flag. Might see some volume pick up here shortly. EOS getting a bounce off the pivot level from before on the 5 minute. Looks like we'll see some rallies here.
Sand seems to have a bit more volume than IOTA right now.
What's that?
Sand. Starting to see the volume pick up.
Yeah. IOTA's still flirting with that moving average though on the volume, so maybe we'll see something pick up here. But EOS, the buyback is picking up on the 5 minute. It's finding support on the previous pivot level. Someone's asking if I've considered a Bitcoin Schmittcoin fork. Yeah, I was thinking about just calling it Bitcoin Schmittcoin. You know, there's like Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash. I was just gonna call it Bitcoin Schmittcoin. I don't really know how to do that, but if someone figures out how to do it, I'll give you 1,000 Schmittcoins. Okay, please stop calling it B Schmittcoin. It is Bitcoin Schmittcoin. All right? I take offense to that, and I will sue your ass. EOS is looking strong here. It's double the moving average on the 5. IOTA, same story. This current candle is... Wait, what? Previous candle is double the moving average almost. Numbnuts says thanks for this chill stream. Well, this is what the trading room is usually like in the trading community. So, you know, if you like the pace of the discussion here, this is what it's like. Go check it out. BitcoinSchmittcoin.com. Join. Damn, Lumen's still pushing up. Bitcoin flat as fuck. Ether flat as fuck. ETC, dude, ETC. Anyone following ETC USD? Anyone in here? Because this thing's very tightly wound. If you look at the 4-hour B bands, it looks like it's ready to just erupt. Any thoughts on XRP? Yes, I do have some thoughts on XRP. I believe it's in a macro trading range. I think it is possibly going through a reaccumulation phase on the 12-hour candles. And here's what my trading range looks like. So we might see a breakout of this sometime. Also might not. So who knows? But it's something I'm keeping an eye on. I'm not looking to trade it in the middle of this trading range. I'm gonna wait for it to break above like 30 cents and find support there before I enter anything. US getting some solid bounce here.
Looking at ETC USD, is there an indicator showing whether the squeeze shoot up or not?
No, it's really hard to tell. You kind of, it's, you know, it says that the move's consolidated. It's just like a bull pennant, you know. It's like it could break down, and then in that case it would be a symmetrical triangle. So yeah, you just have to watch it. It's starting to pour rain here, so if you hear an ambient roar in the background, that's a rainstorm over here. Dude, are you guys following Peter Brandt on Twitter right now? He's been on a tear lately, like shitting on like a Bitcoin reversal, basically.
What are his reasons? Just that the parabola is too parabolic?
No, I just posted a tweet. Number of Bitcoin and number of millionaires and millions.
What is he trying to say with that tweet?
Yeah, I initially took that as like, if everyone cashed out, then there wouldn't be a bunch of Bitcoin millionaires.
I thought so too, but I don't know that that holds up. Oh, I see. Oh, if everyone holding Bitcoin cashed out simultaneously. I see.
I mean, it's fucking true.
Good thing they're worth holding.
Worth holding until they're not.
So true. Good thing our, major financial overhaul is just around the corner.
IOTA new local high.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
All-time high already.
Yeah, new all-time high IOTA.
You're talking fiat?
Yeah, USD.
Yep.
Which would also probably mean Bitcoin as well.
It's coming soon.
Yeah, it's getting some chop around the high. It's pushing though. Volume's picking up on the 5. Dude, I'm just thankful that sentiment, IOTA, and EOS are all around the general dollar figure, so I can keep significant figures in my head straight.
That's true. You might not want to look at Monero then, which is also pushing a new high right now. Volume hasn't kicked in yet though. I have some ridiculously high price targets for Monero on my graphs.
Really?
Yeah. Like the low would be 400 and the upper would be like 490 right now. It's currently sitting at 240. A couple of days ago it was 170.
That's XMR, right?
That's right.
You have it going to 200, doubling the price?
I do.
Based on what?
On fib extensions of the previous runs, I saw some dude's Elliott wave analysis that lined up nicely. I'll post a picture of what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, but wouldn't it be seeing a pullback here? Like a sustained pullback?
Yeah, it could. That was one of my thoughts. I thought initially it might do what it did last time, pull back towards one of the moving averages and then rock it again, but, I would add to my position there. It might not happen.
Yeah, it looks like what it likes to do is pull back to the, if you're looking at the 12-hour, pull back to the 200 EMA before going. Essentially spring off the 200 EMA.
And that I did well. We had some perception move downwards. 50 when Bitcoin had those red daggers a couple days ago, and it just continued to spring upwards. There wasn't really any stopping it. It's doing bull flag after ascending triangle after pennant.
It's probably because of that Mariah Carey news.
Yeah, and then that launched today. It immediately hit 245. Feel sorry I closed some of my margin long last night at 233.
Dude, it's so far out of the one-day B-bands.
I know, it's ridiculous. Volume is epic though.
I mean, if you look at the 3-day trend, I wouldn't be surprised to see this go up.
Mm-hmm. The 1 week is like a straight line. It's ridiculous. There's no stopping it. Look at Ether, right? 5 months in a triangle. This thing is straight up.
Yeah, that's very obviously a breakout of an accumulation phase too. On the 1 day.
Yeah, I already said it now. And some nice volume as well.
Yeah. Oh, EOS is getting some pop too.
And I'm not used to the speed with which buy walls are being eaten on Bitfinex.
Also, Monero Bitcoin looks like it could be breaking out of a pennant that would yield a 30% move.
Dude, look at IOTA volume right now.
Checking it out. Oh man. Wow, that's ridiculous.
Out of a pennant on what scale? For XMR BTC.
Look at the 12 hour.
Your audio is breaking up.
Sorry, look at the 12 hour.
Oh yeah. Oh, it like just broke out of it, didn't it?
Yeah, last night.
That volume's not very consolidated though. It's really weird.
I would agree with that.
But the 12-hour B bands are squeezing, and it busted out of the squeeze. Yeah, that's a weird consolidation pattern.
I would agree with that. I've been tracking this mostly on Renko candles, so I have to account for weird volume there, but no, even on the regular ones, yeah, that's bizarre. I also have it busting up above the averages. Every one I have charted going up to the 200 for the first time in quite a while, so hopefully that provides support in the future.
I mean, I see a golden cross on the 6 hour 50 and 200 EMA.
Nice.
12 hours not quite there, but it's getting there. Yeah, dude, look at IOTA. God damn, IOTA's a fucking tank right now. EOS, look at the dude, look at the volume on EOS right now. All solid moves. These are breaking up very nicely. Now we just need SAN to kick in. Yeah, dude, across the board, these are all like double-digit percentage moves.
What a time to be alive.
Dude, I might hop on this XMR BTC long. This looks like a good long-term play.
Wait, say that again?
Said I might jump in on that the XMR BTC as soon as I see that golden cross.
Yeah, dude, that's how you beat the index right there.
What are you seeing on that you like?
For XMR BTC?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
There's a golden cross on the 6 hour, and there's about to be a golden cross on the 12 hour, probably the next candle.
Gracious.
XMR. I remember when it was $60 optic and we were trading that. We got whipside a couple times. We said never again.
Trading what?
Never again.
XMR. We both got whipside like twice in a row in a day. We're like, never again. Never touching XMR again. It was like $60 then.
Slippage was terrible. Nobody was selling.
It wasn't really XMR's fault. It was Kraken's fault.
It was Kraken.
Oh yeah, didn't XMR just like pump to like 2x to 100 like in an hour? Way back.
Yeah, very quickly over about like an hour, but it was like a couple days. It like doubled to 100.
It really likes those big vaults upwards.
Come on, Sand, come join the party. Dude, EOS looks like it's ready to break out. It's about to make a new high. Oh, no, wait, it already did.
About to, yeah.
It's about to follow through, though. So someone asks what a golden cross is. A golden cross is when a slow-moving average, a fast-moving average moves above a slow-moving average. So in this case, it's the 50 EMA is crossing from the bottom upward to make the cross. So right here, for example, on Monero, on the 6 hour, you see here the 50 EMA is crossing the 200 EMA from the bottom. This is called a golden cross, indicating that the current trend is now outpacing the long-term trend. It's a bullish signal. IOTA just trucking along, my God.
Already halfway through its price target.
Do what?
It's halfway to its price target already.
What, from that bull flag?
Yeah, 40 cents, yeah.
Yeah, damn, yeah, it's making strong moves. It's really weird that like those musicians chose Monero to accept.
I agree. You know, I used to think of their developer team as fast as IOTA's, but not only have they come a long way, IOTA really showed me I couldn't get.
You just went pure Neo on us.
Wow. I need to get that looked at.
Yeah, you should. What the hell's the deal with that?
I just come from the Matrix, you know?
Yeah, I'm from the Matrix.
Not like this.
Not like this.
Just keep feeding me steak, boys. Also, I notice Monero USD on Kraken has really poor liquidity, and some people get antsy and take market orders. I think a pretty low buy would get you some fantastic entries and an instantaneous profit if you have the patience to sit there and move it. I certainly don't.
Okay, IOTA coming back to the 5-minute Bollinger Bands.
Yeah, it's going to the previous candle close.
I'm trying this tactic where buying at the close of the previous candle.
You're trying it
Like
for the first time, you mean?
Yeah, 368.
I found it works better the closer I get to the close, right? So don't let a lot of time elapse. What are your experiences? How are you finding it?
Just trying it for the first time. And I trust you on that.
Nice.
Is there a reason why transactions are delayed on GDAX right now?
Because it's GDAX. I don't know. They get backed up. I don't know why they do a lot of manual approvals on transactions. It seems like at least like once a week they get like 12 hours behind on, being able to send ETH or something like that. Yo-Yo's pushing highs.
You keeping track of that?
I'm taking a look. I'm still just a little bit bitter from. I was just like sitting there waiting for it to break out because I knew it was going to. New release over there. I was looking at it at 14. Now it's 36.
Which one?
Yo-Yo.
Really?
The new one on Bifinex. Yeah, thing freaking skyrocketed after consolidating for a bit after release.
Still can't figure out what it does.
Still can't figure out why Bifinex added it.
Yep.
They probably got paid to. So someone's asking what a typical position is for people in the community. There's no blanket answer for that. That's at your discretion. I'm not like orchestrating buys for people. I'm just showing people how to trade and read the market. So that's up to you. The live trading room is not like everyone's going to jump on here and take the same positions. It's just coins that a lot of traders are looking at. They're bouncing ideas off each other.
So, has anyone taken a look at some of these other coins that Bitfinex is offering, like AVT, ETP, all these?
Yeah, I've been watching AVT. That thing's kind of consolidating here nicely after that run. Like, pretty nicely. After that run, $3 to $4 earlier today. I mean, that was fast.
Dang.
Does not have margin though.
Oh, I see. Good thing it's cheap.
That's so weird, dude. GDAX, BTC and ETH withdrawals are delayed, but Litecoin is not.
Supply and demand.
Charlie's throwing him some coin.
Yeah. He sponsors their withdrawals. They take out a loan with him, he just sends it directly. So IOTA looks like it's just pulling back inside the 5-minute B bands. They're still expanding. EOS is expanding, so it's starting to break out. Sentiment's just doing its weird sentiment thing that it likes to do. Might see some consolidation on the 15-minute B bands before it breaks out again.
I'm just gonna go to sleep. Can't do this again. Last time I waited until 5 a.m. for something to happen, and no, not anymore. Not on a Tuesday. Good night, guys.
See you, man. See you.
Night.
Later.
Dude, I can't believe I panic sold my shit at 214 or 220. So pissed.
Sen?
Yeah, dude, I bought that at like 180. Like not like holdings 180.
So I rode the wave yesterday, and then it like retraced below 78%, and then I sold at the bottom too, for pretty much breaking, instead of taking 20% profit.
I did the exact same thing 2 days ago. On a 2-day-ago run, I hit like 22%. Went out to dinner, came back, and I was like, oh, cool, like 1%. Close.
And it immediately bounces.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, nice. We're about to hit another one of my buy orders for Sentiment. I totally forgot I had that there.
Yeah, how is somebody mentioned Civic Coin? How's that doing nowadays? I haven't checked up on that in a while.
There's just so many coins to keep track of.
I mean, Civic's they got like a great, use case.
What is it?
Identity verification. Store your passport in the blockchain, be able to verify who you are through blockchain.
Yeah, but what creates the demand for it?
Being able to go to a site and verify your identity with them without having them actually get any access to the stuff.
Oh, you just give them your token and...
Yeah, be able to instantly verify who you are.
Kinda looks like a accumulation phase on the 4-hour. Just had the second strength.
For what?
Civic, CBC.
Oh, that's super choppy.
Yeah, it is though.
IOTA's getting some strong pullback here.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Civic's got some serious ups and downs.
IOTA might be testing the previous high here. A couple of large sells on the previous 1-minute candles. See if we can get some people to take profit or shake out their longs. Getting some buyback here. EOS just, or Sentiment just won't do its thing. It goes to these spurts. It's just like long sudden candles, and then it just consolidates and it blasts upward and consolidates. It's like really hard to jump in on the moves.
That market cap has increased a lot since we first started playing it. We started playing it at what, like 2 million a day average volume? It's at 25 million now.
Which coin, Sand?
Sand.
It's
Damn.
up 10x, even more, I think.
I mean, Bcash is 75 million a day. Sand's already 1/3 of that now.
Well, Sand's also up like, what, 300% a month?
At least.
Dude, I just got like so bummed. I at the beginning of the stream, I went through the Wyckoff accumulation stuff, and I pointed out the accumulation for EOS at like $1.40 or something like that. It's at 4.4 right now. Like, that's been on the Discord for that long, and I just like didn't act on it because I was too spooked about its low market cap.
Just like I did with a XLM. I think in the future we ought to put something in, even if it's like $5-10, and then take it off the table. It will force us to be mindful of the position, and we can add to it if it starts to take off.
Just like we did with ETC too.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we ought to do.
Yeah, Sand's up 12x since the 18th.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's like 3 times 6. I actually have to cut this stream off pretty soon. I gotta head out in a few minutes. Also, I've been streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes, so hopefully you guys got your money's worth out of here. We got some decent moves. Looks like it's gonna keep moving upward too for both Sand, EOS, and IOTA. You know, if you're curious how we're trading these coins, you know, I'm not always gonna be streaming this stuff, but if you're interested in joining the community, definitely come join. I'm not gonna tell you to trade, but I'm gonna teach you how to trade. And you know, it's not just me; it's a community of everyone else. You know, we're all learning together, trying different strategies, trying to find the most profit to effort. You know, minimize effort but maximize profit. And so we're on the constant quest for buying on the cheapy cheap. So if you're interested in doing that, join the community at bitcoinschmitcoin.com. You're more than welcome. And keep an eye out for the latest streams. If you're interested in the video game streams that we've been doing, there will be more in the future for all you guys who like to watch mediocre video game players. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Keep an eye out on these moves. Watch Bitcoin. Watch for the volume on these B-band moves on the smaller time frames for the low market cap alts, and hopefully you'll get some good entries. But that's all I got. You guys have a good night. Bye.